the end of the day, selling is transferring a feeling. If you don't have the feeling, you can't transfer it. If you don't have a good, positive feeling, dude, you're an actor. You have to sell and run your business from a place of positivity. And however you get there, God bless you. Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show and Happy New Year. It's episode 101. Vegas awards and more with Gerry Borreggine, the president and CEO of Therapedic International. Before we get to Gerry, let me just pay the bills really quickly. If you have not already bought Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? 101 tips for furniture and mattress store owners to sell another $1 million or more this year. If you don't need any more store traffic or any more sales, don't buy it. Let me say thank you to my sponsors, to the Mattress Industry Network. Steve, I appreciate everything you do for our show and for the mattress industry. If you don't belong to the Mattress Industry Network group, you should. It is a group founded by retailers for the entire industry. If you're in the industry, you need to be in this group. It's a great place to meet new people. It's also a great place to learn how to build, market, sell, and succeed in the mattress industry. It's a free group. Join us today and tell them Pete sent you. Without a further ado, welcome, Gerry. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year to you, Pete. Thanks for having me.
No, I'm glad to have you. And first of all, before we get to talking about Vegas and all that excitement, I wanted to say congratulations on an award that cannot be purchased with money. Your company just won a very interesting award because it's voted on by retailers, and it was from Furniture Today. You were voted number one best mattress supplier by the readers of Furniture Today. So congratulations. That is a huge honor.
Thank you.
There are many endorsements that are paid for, and this is not one of those. So it's not a Good Housekeeping seal of approval that is bought and paid for, or other companies like that do that. So I thought it was significant, and I thought that you should be recognized, and I wanted to do it on my show.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. We were honored about it. We were surprised about it, but we were equally pleased. As you said, there must be a lot of happy customers. So a lot of our factories are doing something right, and it's really their award. It's not my award. It's the award of our factories.
Yep. Thank you, Brandon. Brandon Bain said, congratulations. Facebook user said, congratulations. I don't know who that is, but if you type your name in, I'll be glad to say it. But let's talk about Vegas.
Yeah, we're
What's
ready.
going on? You're going to be there?
Yeah, we are going to be there. We've been in the same spot for about 8 or 9 years. It's the ninth floor of the B building, number 946. We have a nice showroom. We just spent a fair amount of money in it. Also, fixing it up, making it a little more attractive, like a little more exciting, I should say. So we're ready. We have a new product we're going to release in Vegas called Sustaina, and it's it's not a fully organic product, but it's a product that has. We're consciously going after this sustained market where a retailer can talk intelligently and valuably to a consumer about sustainability. And we think we have a product there that is going to deliver that for a retailer. And the other thing about Sustaina is it's going to have a component in it. Its primary component, which is the coil unit, is going to premiere a brand new pocketed coil unit that's never been used before in the industry. It's making its world debut in our product, Sustaina. And the coil unit is made in Tampa, Florida, from an affiliate of our Tampa factory, a company called Future Coil. And this particular coil is a pocketed unit, but it's V-shaped. So it's kind of like it's almost like a truss, a bridge, a bridge support system. That's how these coils are set up, and they've been tested to be more supportive than a standard coil unit. One of the big stories about it is it has a lower carbon footprint. That's why we put it in our sustainability mattress. This is a more efficient use of wire, lower carbon footprint. But one of the big advantages to it, every coil talks about support, comfort, and all that. This coil unit is about 38% more bendable. So it articulates about 30%, 38% better than a standard pocketed coil. So there's a lot of value in this. And when you could articulate a coil better, that means you can compress it better too. So it's a coil unit that's going to be more bed in a box friendly. We're really excited about it because this isn't just a bunch of noise. This is a real advantage that we're going to present to retailers in the marketplace.
When you say the word articulate, the first thing that goes off in my head, Gerry, is adjustable bed bases. They're bigger than ever. It's a very important piece of every retailer's business, and it's becoming more important every day. So the fact that it articulates better is going to make it better for for use on an adjustable bed as well. Um, my instant reaction is Sustaina is probably a product that whose time has come, and a lot of the craziness that we've had in the last 3 years is kind of maybe Sustaina. The perfect time for it would have been 10 years from now. But everything has moved up, everything has changed. Anything to do with wellness, anything to do with our health, reducing carbon footprints. Everybody is, I think, a little bit more concerned about the environment than we were. I think there's a lot of things that have changed in the last 3 years, and how these things impact our health is, I think, driving a lot of the organic and the natural business that seems to be exploding before our eyes.
I agree. I agree. Sometimes we've been a little bit ahead of the curve at Therapeutic. We're not a market leader. We're not the top tier brands. So we really can't steer the industry. But in an issue like sustainability, it's really not an industry issue, it's a world issue. And we're tacking on to that. And we're bringing our category into that. Last year we had a release, and this is going to be in Las Vegas too. We released a product that had a very high copper content in the cover, and it was called Immunity because the cover helped boost your immune system. So we thought we would promote a product like that, and it happened to be a real big hit for us. And we're going to have that in the Las Vegas showroom. It's only been out on the street, I'd say about 9 months, 8 or 9 months. It's really been a big hit everywhere we went because consumers are connecting with that story, immunity. Everybody is, everybody still has COVID tests in their medicine cabinet and things of that sort. We're all much more conscious of things like our immune systems and good health than we were 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh, it really has changed how we think and how we shop, and what we're looking for, what we're willing to invest money on. One of the interesting things is it seemed like for years, Gerry, we were fighting to try to, as an industry, to try to increase our average unit selling price, to struggle at times to sell better beds. And it seems like the actual meat and potato price points have shifted dramatically. And there was a shift prior to the last 3 years, but there's a whole nother shift, and it's a bigger leap. And when we talk about 14.99 product in Queen now, we used to be looked at like we had two heads, right? Like, how the heck are you going to sell a 14.99? And now a 14.99 is a good medium meaty price point to do volume in. It's no longer the top of a category. Heck, Gerry, I remember when we used to high five each other if we sold a 7.99. 40
See, I'm
years
older than
ago.
you. I remember when the high five was a $3.99.
No,
Okay, it's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Okay, and you know what the deal is, Pete, and I think the industry should thank you as well, because the thing that's driving our price points up in the industry is education and knowledge. And I think the entire industry has gotten better at promulgating these educational messages. You in particular have. You've been doing this podcast. This is 101 issues, which is pretty cool because it's January 2023, and we're doing number 101. There's a lot of good numbers in there. So congratulations to you for that.
yeah.
What
Thank you.
you're doing is you're elevating the professionalism of our industry. Okay? And you've been doing it now for several years. And if a lot of people bang that drum, it gets noisier and noisier, and then more people hear it. And that's where the education part's coming in, that people now realize, you know what, a 599 product is probably not going to deliver me the health benefits that I'm looking for as a consumer. I need to go 15 or 19 or 24.99.
Mhm.
People ask me a lot of times, hey, what bed should I get? And I never say you should buy this one. I say buy the most expensive one you can afford, because it's going to deliver the most value back to you than you'll get if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. There's I one of the things that when I train, I always share with my RSAs. I've never had anyone complain to me 2 weeks or a month after that they spent too much money on their bed. But I have heard some complaints that I wish I would have bought the better one. Um, a few times, and it only takes that to happen to you 2 or 3 times, and you vow to never have to hear that again, because what that's saying is you didn't do your job to a professional RSA. A sales pro on the retail floor who hears that 2 to 3 times never wants to hear that again, and I made it a point to never hear that again. um, People just, I got the most wonderful message. It was a Christmas card from a customer when I was in retail, and she said, "I thought you were crazy, but I trusted you. I was never going to spend $1,000 on a mattress, and I did, and it was the best thing that I've ever done in my life." And
Beautiful.
you know, that's when $1,000 was like $5,000 today. So it changes. So you've got some exciting things going with product, but one of the things that I love about you, Gerry, is you never forget where you came from. 22 years as a store owner, you've never forgotten where you come from, and you always think about the sales pros in these little videos that you're doing. um, for the first time in 10 years, I saw somebody do a video on how to help a customer lay down on a mattress. I shouldn't be able to get through my news feed on any day without seeing that, because that's the ABCs of selling mattresses, right?
Hmm.
And um, one of the things that I've really noticed, we were a little bit spoiled. Business was coming at us so hard and so fast that it was hard for stores to keep up. It's hard for the manufacturers to keep up. And I think we, as an industry in general, have walked away from sales training. And I'm glad that you are leading the charge back with actions, saying,
Well,
listen, we have to train our salespeople. We have to do a better job. And I see you want to jump on that. So I'm going to let you go ahead.
I don't know that we're leading the charge, so we can't take credit for that. I can't take credit for that. But like you're trying to elevate the level of professionalism in our category in the mattress business. And that's really what these inside track videos are about. So that when a consumer walks in a store, they're not just greeted by someone with no tools or no concept or no idea of what they could do to help them. And I used to always teach our sales guys, you're not doing it to them, you're doing it for them. There's a big difference in those prepositions. So you're not trying to sell them something for you, you're trying to do it for them. And when you think about things that way, and that's what the inside track videos are about, they're really about helping retailers do it for their customers, helping them find ways to do it for their customers. And in the summertime, we added a new wrinkle to these inside track videos. We brought guest hosts in. And we had Steve Houkin. We had a gal, Mindy Nance from Grand Home Furnishings. We really took it to a new level because these retailers actually shared their stories. One of the best viewed videos we had was with Trent Betting. We had Trent Randberger on one video, and we had his puppet Lil Trent on a video. Two different videos talking about two different stories. They got the highest viewership that we ever had. So in January we're going to do it again with guest retailers.
Good.
Yeah, it was the first. It was hard to share the screen with Little Trent because he's such a handsome dude. But I got a little bit of his, the glow from him was kind of shown on me somewhat, helped me out. We're going to have an omni-channel marketing company, Brandon Bain actually, and Steve Ferguson as guest hosts in January.
Awesome.
We're going to have Terry Crowley, who's been a spokesperson for the Better Sleep Council for many years, and she also is involved in her family business, Greenfront Furniture in Virginia. She's going to be a guest host. She's going to have a lot to talk about. And then we're going to take it on a different angle. We're going to have Laura Wagner from Big Lots talking about the big store experience. How do they compete? They do a lot of business, the big stores. Most of our sales training and our conversations have to do with specialty store presentations, how the little guy does it, or even the little guy who's operating in a big environment, maybe like a mattress firm. It's a different way of selling than when you go into a Macy's or a Big Lots or a big store like that. So Laura Wagner, she's going to talk to us about that experience. So we're really trying to keep it interesting for the viewers, and we're trying to keep it fresh, so it's not the same old, same old, same old.
That's it's wonderful. I'm so excited about what you're doing at market with your guests. Um, One of the interesting things about our business is whether you're more promotional, whether you're right smack in the middle, um, or whether you are high end, there's always lessons to be learned from listening to somebody else. And sometimes you can hear the same exact thing, but out of someone else's mouth, and it means more to you for some reason. It doesn't even matter why that connection is there with one but not the other. The idea is there is value in looking at other models. There's value in listening to other voices, and there's huge value in having voices that aren't necessarily heard in other places. So I think that's just incredibly huge, and I'll be very interested to see um, what Brandon and Lori and the rest. Are you going to get Trent back on, or?
You know what? We can't afford Trent. Trent was an expensive guest to have because Big Trent is not the voice of Trent. Trent has his own. He has his own voice, and he's a big star. He's a Muppet.
I'm
He's a
aware.
puppet or a Muppet. I don't know what he is. I kept calling him a Muppet. He's actually a puppet. But we would like to have Trent back again, and we think he's got so much energy, and the vehicle that he has of this puppet to deliver these sales stories, extraordinarily interesting. It's funny and it's engaging. It's just great. So
Yeah.
we loved having him. We'd like to have him on again.
Awesome. Jerry and Pete, in your category, I believe the buyer experience makes such a difference. Never thought about teaching a person how to try out a mattress, and I have a horrible back. Who is this Facebook user? I have a feeling it's Patrick Tinney, and it is. Patrick, thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the only way somebody could possibly get the right mattress is if they lay down on the bed and experience it for themselves. But the problem that often happens is they lay down on their back like a little soldier and then they go home and they sleep on their side and they find out that they got the wrong bed. So, sales pros that actually encourage the customer to lay down on the bed properly, the way they're going to use it at home, and sometimes, sales pros, I can hear what you're saying already. I know I've tried to do that, and you know what the customer tells me? They tell me that they sleep in every position. So here's the easiest way to handle that, guys and gals. Easiest way to handle that is try it in all three positions, but pay more attention to the position that you wake up in, because the position where you woke up is probably the position that you fell asleep in. And I got that from Joe Mateka, who used to own Custom Fundraising, who
That's a
sold his
great one.
business and is out, I think, producing movies or something. He's
Yeah,
he's
he's
running
enjoying
with the
life.
rich and the famous.
Yeah, he is.
Uh, but Joe
God
gave
bless
me
him.
that after
That's
I
a great
thought
one.
after I thought I knew it all, and I kind of looked at Joe as kind of a novice. Out of the mouths of babes, right?
There you go.
Always,
There you go.
always be a student, right, Jerry?
Always. That's terrific.
Uh, did we have any other questions there, Chris? I thought I saw something. My friend from Canada, Patrick Tinney. Thank you for joining us, Patrick. Pat here again. Do you find that some people are embarrassed about trying a mattress in a store? Oddly, I feel that way. I just feel goofy.
He's right.
Yeah. Yes.
That was the whole segment of our issue, because typically you have a male salesperson, and very typically it's a female shopper. Okay.
Mhm.
She's at least doing the reconnaissance work. She's the first one in the door.
Yeah.
And here you are, a guy staring down at a woman who may have a dress on or may have a skirt on or something, if it's summertime especially. It's a very uncomfortable position for her to be in, where the guy is hovering over her, looking down at her. And that's why we talked about in our issue, sit down across the aisle from her, eye level on another bed. This way you're looking at her head to head, face to face. You're not staring down or peering down at her. The whole deal about, first of all, we have a great advantage. When I say we, I mean store owners. We have a great advantage over the internet in that we have product that they can see, touch, and feel. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to utilize it to our best advantage. And the best way you can utilize that is by having that consumer be comfortable in your store, whatever it takes for them to be comfortable. We talk about aromatherapy, the sound of the store, the smell of the store, the cleanliness of the store, the lighting of the store. All these things help a consumer feel safe and comfortable. And when you get them to feel safe and comfortable, they're going to stay. They're going to lay down. They're going to try multiple mattresses. You're going to get a chance to give them multiple stories, snippets of information to help them pick the right mattress. You know what's funny, Pete? They almost never will pick the wrong mattress. Okay. Because in most cases, the consumer is replacing a 10-year-old plus mattress, which is terrible. Almost any mattress in your store that isn't the cheapest thing in the store, any good mattress in your store that the consumer takes home is going to be a vast improvement from what they had. And the only discomfort they're going to have is that break-in period. As their body adjusts to the new sleep surface. In 99.9% of the cases, they're going to upgrade what they had, and they've made the right decision. So they almost never make the wrong decision, almost never. And as long as you allow that break-in period to play out with patience on both sides, on the side of the store owner and the side of the consumer, they're always going to end up in a better place than they were before. And that's why the bed in the box companies that were selling mattresses sight unseen, and they weren't really a great mattress when it came out. I don't want to name names, but it wasn't a great mattress. It was a
No.
one-off, one thing done. Look, a lot of them came back for other reasons, but a lot of them stayed sold because they were still upgrades to what the sleep surface was that this consumer was replacing. So shop owners, you guys are in a great position. You're in a great position to win. Uh, and we just have to be smarter about it, how we handle it.
I don't want to skate past something that you said, because we do get some sales pros My target audience is obviously store owners, but I get more sales reps than I do store owners, and I get a fair amount of sales pros that are educating themselves. Most of them that listen to my show are brand new. So, can you talk about managing expectations and the importance of explaining to the customer before they leave about this breaking in period?
Well, it's critical. I don't care if you're brand new or you've been doing this for 50 years. You want the product to stay sold, okay? In almost, like I said, in 99% of the cases, the consumer has improved their sleeping conditions with a new mattress, and that's a fact. In almost that same high percentage, they're really not happy on night one because it's a brand new, it's foreign object in their bedroom, really, when you come down to it. And it's something that they're not accustomed to. It's not broken into them. They're not broken into it. They need to just understand that it is okay for you not to be comfortable for 3, 4, or 5 nights in a row. I always say 7 to 10 days. Give yourself 7 to 10 days. And at the end of that time, if you're still really, really unhappy, then maybe we need to make a change. But give yourself a chance. You're going to be happy and it's going to work out. I had a woman, I remember one time, Sealy had run a contest that a customer would get a free bed if they did a scratch off, and they had to bring the scratch off into the store. Anyway, the contest didn't work out anything like Sealy said. The lady didn't have to come in the store. She didn't. She could tell right when she got it that she won a free mattress. Was she was supposed to be one of 5 million people, and it was the first phone call I got that day. I got a free mattress. What can I do? You don't have a free. You have to come in and she says, no, I can read it. It's anyway. She comes in and she could have had anything she wanted. And they only were giving away a mattress, which meant at that time you were able to sell a foundation, which was the same price as the mattress back then.
Yep.
And she wanted the mattress, and I suggested she got the foundation, and she didn't want to buy the foundation, but I said it
Oh,
would be a
Lord have
really good
mercy.
investment. It would be a really good investment. Long story short, she did it. She calls me back the next day. She says, this thing is really uncomfortable. I think it's the foundation. Of course. I
Yeah,
said,
thank
just go, give it a week. And a week later, the lady knocks on my door. Before we opened, I'm in the store. I was always early. A chocolate cake. This I made this for you because I can't tell you how much better my life is. This was a senior citizen who was, 70 plus years old. And there's your two stories. You have to wait a little bit to get happy, but it's gonna come. The happiness is gonna come. And in my case, it came in the way of a chocolate cake. Go figure that out.
that's a great story, Jerry. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
I miss those days. They were fun. It was fun to have that type of interaction with consumers.
it is. It is. It can be so rewarding, especially when things go well. And just so that my my sales pros that are new to the business, so that you can try to understand a little bit more detail on what Jerry was saying, and this is for your edification. This is not. I'm not suggesting you present this to your customer, but I'm presenting it to you to help you become uh, more educated. So what happens over time is the coils, the foam loses support, loses comfort, but it's very gradual. And most people never recognize it, usually recognize it after many, many years past when it's due, usually because they slept on another bed, often on a vacation, and came back to their old bed and they're no longer happy with their old bed. But so they gradually lost support, they gradually lost comfort, and now here's a bed that's bringing their back into alignment the way it's supposed to be, but their back is used to sagging, and so it's literally what Jerry said. It's a foreign object. It feels like someone's pushing up into your back, and it is very uncomfortable, at least for the first week, and sometimes longer. So, educating your customer to expect that break-in period is huge. It's a huge way to manage expectations. It's what every sales professional does that sells mattresses. And it's a great way to avoid headaches that are unnecessary, because everybody's going to experience this. You just need to find a way to let the customer know they're going to experience it. Ask what your Ask what your teammates are doing. How do they manage expectations? And find something that's comfortable that works for you. So, Gerry, you know, at market, you're going to do more than just talk about great new products that you're going to have. You're going to be shooting some videos to
Mhm.
add to your sales training um, ammunition. Anything else that you're doing at market that's exciting?
Well, we have more excitement than we've ever had before with this new product that we have, because the new product, like I said earlier, also has a brand new component in it. And the component is really a groundbreaking component. So we don't think we're going to be the only mattress company with the component. We're going to be the guy that debuts it to the industry. But we think a lot of other mattress companies are going to pick up on this component as well. Like I say, it's a more efficient use of steel, lower carbon footprint, a better support system, uh, better articulation. So, the bendability factor, there's just win, 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 win right down the line with this coil unit. We're going to wrap it in a sustainable story, even, which will have organic cottons, Joma will. We're going to have a lot of things that are going to enhance the sustainable story of the coil unit. So we're excited. Like, we have a brand new product release that has a groundbreaking story to tell with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Gerry, you're still in B946, right?
B946. We've been there for a long time, and we have a couple new wrinkles in our showroom. We have a really nice showroom to entertain and present product to a retailer. So we're hoping that this is a comeback market for Vegas. Vegas needs a hit record. They haven't had one in a long time, and we're hoping that this is their hit record that they've been waiting for, and we're ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? It feels like that's going to happen to me. Um, it really does. I think we're going to have good attendance. And I think more than anything, I think people really want to get out and see each other and catch up and get as close to back to normal as we can get. Um, what day do you actually open? Do you guys open exactly on Sunday, or can people come in
No, people
Saturday?
could come in Saturday. We shoot our videos on Saturday, so we'll be there all day Saturday. And if customer comes in, we would take a pause, or maybe we would entertain that customer as part of the video. Who knows? We're pretty loosey goosey with this video story. We don't go in there with a hard and fast agenda and script and all that. It's got to be loosey goosey, because we're going to have Brandon Bain and Steve Ferguson on it, and we can't hold those guys back. Those guys, they're rock stars. They're not going to sing off the song sheet. They're just going to they're going to do what they want to do. But we're excited about that. That's what makes this video thing with the interaction with the retail guests, I think, so powerful, because it's not scripted. It's just mattress guys or marketers. We're talking about, hey, how can we do better, not just for us, but how can we do better for our customers? And that's what it's about.
What I'm so excited about with Steven and with Brandon is these are real mattress guys who are excellent marketers as well. And it's just a great combination. It's something that we need in our industry. Um, it's really important, because how much time do you spend with a marketing guy trying to explain all the stuff that you don't have to explain to Steven or Brandon, because they
Yep.
already know. They know what you need. They know what it's like to sell a mattress at retail. They know what it's like to be trying to use a tool with a retail consumer and it's not the right tool. It just doesn't fit for a myriad of reasons. To me, these guys are doing is super exciting, and I'm so glad that They're going to be at your place and you're going to give some access to them. I'm going to try to sneak in a quick chapter here. And I want to get your reaction to this because you're 22 years as a retailer and 20 years as the president of Therapedic, really kind of um, is very important in determining whether or not this is BS that I wrote on page 13 or if it's true. So it's number 6, chapter 6 in 101 chapters. Help them testify. Social proof that reaffirms your product or service does what you say it will do is mandatory these days. Just about everybody does some sort of research before they visit a restaurant for the first time, hire an electrician, or buy a car. This is why sites like Angie's List, formerly Angie's List, Amazon Reviews, and Google are so popular these days. Create a system to ask for and use testimonials and reviews in your business. Typically, the best time to do this is when the customer is happiest at the time of purchase, delivery, etc. Here are a few key ideas to get you started. Create a short customer survey and have all customers fill out. Ask for a testimonial. Hand out a flyer during the sales process, asking them to give you a positive review online. Take a picture with your customer at the time of sale, or even better, when they receive their delivery. Use social media to give online fans a way to leave their comments. Collect these testimonials, use them in all of your marketing, offline and online. Create a testimonial book and leave copies around your office or store. The effort you put into this will come back to you exponentially. If for some reason the consumer is unwilling to give your business a positive testimonial or review, that is a warning to you that some type of intervention is needed. Be willing to change a process or even an employee if you are consistently uncovering the same complaint. Businesses, like people, are always changing for better or for worse. They do not stay the same. So commit to changing your business for the better. What say you, Gerry? What say you?
Pete, that's really valuable stuff, and it's very provocative, but it's also deep. It's thoughtful. You're digging, you're drilling way down to get this to happen, and all this information is valuable to the retailer if they're able to actually collect this type of information, this level of information. Geez, that's super valuable.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are kind of like me who don't want to be involved in any of that stuff. You know, Brandon Bain, they told me I'm old. That's why I don't do it. And the proof of how old I am, when you start doing my resume, 22 years here, 20, man, this guy, he's still working. Holy smokes, how old is he? He started very, very young. That's the trick. I was, I think, 9 or 10 when I started. But a lot of people won't do that. Okay. I'm not the guy that's going to do that, for instance, yet like most of the people I interact with, we're real easy to share that information. We have a really good experience. We're real quick to share it with a neighbor, a relative, or just someone we know. You know, we had a great experience when we bought this mattress. It was that good. And it just could be, it doesn't have to be a mattress, it could be anything. So the point is, even if you don't drill down that deep to extract this kind of information, if you leave the exchange with a really positive situation with the customer, you're going to win in ways you're not measuring. There are not indices that you're measuring that are coming back into your store, repeat customers that you never heard of before, but they're your the past sales you made are soliciting your they're doing the advertising for you. So don't lose sight of that. You don't have to have the review. You need to have a good exchange, a good experience, and leave your customer as one of your disciples. Let them be one of the people out on the street that are going to be promoting your business. And you don't want the guy that's going to say, just don't go there. Same thing with the restaurant. You know, it was a bad meal, it was a bad server. A lot of bad things can happen, but a lot of good things can happen too if you just finish off the right way. Okay. You just finish off on a good exchange. And the easiest way, sometimes it's just, and this doesn't take a lot, a call back the week after. It's simple. hey, you know what? This is 40 winks, and I saw you bought a mattress from us a couple weeks ago. We just want to make sure, is everything okay? Now you run the risk of now you're going to get complaints, but that's what you're there for, to solve any problems. And we just want to say one thing to you, if nothing else, thanks for your business. And we'd really appreciate it if you recommended us to your friends and family. That doesn't take a lot of research at all. And you have a lot of downtime when you're in a store. Another thing you could do, and you know I'm a writer, I like to write. If you don't feel like interacting with people, or you're afraid, some people are like, if you're afraid to interact with people, you shouldn't be in this business. But some people don't want to do it. They don't want to follow up like that. Write them a note. You have their address, you deliver it to them, send them a simple note. Hey, this is Gerry Borreggine. It's Therapedic International. We really appreciate you selected us. I want to be sure, is everything good? Here's my cell number. If not, please call me. But here's an extra business card. Please give it to a friend or a family member. We would love to have you recommend us someone you know to our store.
That is solid gold, Gerry. Absolutely. And everybody listening, in about a week, I will have a card from Gerry. It will be handwritten, and he will say, thank you for having me on the show. And guess what? This door is always open to Gerry because of that. And out of all of my guests, I think one other guest out of over 130 between the two podcasts, only two have ever done that. So, Gerry, thank you for being here today, and thank you for all you do for our industry. Other than showing up to Vegas and going to B946, how would a customer get a hold of you? They listened to the show and they said, I want to talk to Gerry. I want to get a hold of him. How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way to do that, Gerry?
Well, I have a really easy email since I have a really difficult last name. My email is just gb@therapedic.com. That's an easy way to reach out to me. I have a cell phone all the time anymore with me, and I get calls fairly regularly from people. I'm not sure they get my cell number, and I'm fine to give it out. I'll say it here if you want to flash it online. It's
Sure.
609
Yep.
605
Yep.
0535, 609 605 0535. I'm happy to always talk to anyone about anything. I mean, it's pretty easy. Unless you're trying to sell me an extended warranty on my car, call me.
So one thing that I have to say before we wrap this up, besides saying thank you, Gerry, is one of the things that I love about you is how you love this business, and you have fun, you make it fun, and you enjoy it. And to me, that is so refreshing, because there have on occasion been a few people that I have met that I've walked away from and said, why are you even in the business? If you don't love this business, get out. The fact that you love this business, it drips from everything that you say and everything that you do. And it's amazing to be in a business for over 40 years and still enjoy the business. So thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
positivity. And thank you for everything that you do for our industry, Gerry.
And back at you, Pete Primeau, okay? Because what you're doing here every week is not only good for our industry, it's fun and it's interesting to watch. So you are doing what we're trying to do at Inside Track. That's elevate the professionalism in our industry. And we should have fun while we're doing it. You know why we should have fun? Because what we're doing is a good thing for people.
It
We're
is.
really doing something good for them.
Yeah.
And like I said to you, 99.9% of the cases we're improving their life.
Yeah.
How's that? How can you not be happy about that?
No, it's a great way to make a living, helping people improve their wellness by helping them improve their sleep. And thank you so much, Gerry. I'll see you
Thank
in
you.
Vegas.
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people that we haven't seen for a few years, and you're
Yeah.
one of them, Mr. Primeau. So you better be there, brother.
I will be there. I will be
Thanks.
there, brother. Take
Looking
care.
forward
Take
to it.
care.
Thanks for having me again, and I appreciate this opportunity.
Thanks. Take care. Bye, Gerry.
Bye.